What's up? This is MC Lars. You are listening to Journey into Comics. You!
And here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to Journey into Comics, a podcast about comic books, video games, movies, television, and everything nerd with your hosts, Nate Phillips and Brandon Stowe.
You're gonna see some serious shit.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Journey into Comics. I am your host, Nate. Today, as always, joined by my co-host, life partner, best friend, Brando. How's it going, man?
What is going on, my friend?
Not much. It's been another hectic week in the build towards, all the stuff that's going around, that's going on around here. That was a tongue twister, man. But we haven't really done a lot of Journey into Comic stuff because there's still, not a ton of news. I mean, even looking for news today to talk about, I felt like there's not a lot of good news coming out. There's not a lot of juicy information we're getting in the comic book world. But I think I pulled up some cool things. We're just going to kind of keep today loosey-goosey and random. How have you been?
I have been pretty decent lately.
That's good. I know that you've been working like crazy, and you've got other stuff going on in your world, and your birthday's coming up in less than a month now. That's bizarre.
Yeah, it's already back around.
That's crazy. A whole nother year.
And time flies when you're an adult.
That is no shit. And every day kind of blurs together.
Yes.
Absolutely. So anyways, now that we're talking real shit, so let's just get right down to it, Brando. Do you have a topic you want to start with, or an article you found? You want to do something that I found? How do you want to do this, man?
I started looking because really we have no set plan for this show.
Nah.
Just to sit here and riff on some stuff. And, I basically I looked up I just put them up on my computer screen. That way I would know what we're talking about. I had just started looking when you started sending me stuff, so I don't have anything really imperative. There's not a whole lot of news going on other than just speculation and little tease interview stuff.
I mean, today the CW did drop a teaser trailer for The Flash.
Mm-hmm.
But even that trailer wasn't anything that got me oh my God, I can't wait for it to be October 4th. It was just cool. You're keeping it mysterious. I like that, So there's it's not really a whole lot to talk about there. I will say we don't really cover it a lot on this show, which is bizarre because of our love for Dragon Ball Z. But Dragon Ball Super has revealed a teaser for a new Super Saiyan form, Super Saiyan Rose. I like that they've just decided that they don't need to turn it into numbers, and now they've just went to colors like Super Saiyan Blue. Now we've got Super Saiyan Rose. Super Saiyan Purple. Just saying, that would be cool. What do you think of this look, man?
Well, it's kind of like it's almost a purple. It's like a reddish purple. But it looks like it is Black Goku's transformation. And I've actually I jump in a little bit with Dragon Ball Super just to see what's going on.
Okay.
And watch an episode. I think I've probably watched 4 episodes out of the 50 something that they have, maybe 60 now.
And this hasn't come to stateside yet, right?
No.
Okay.
No. And one of the last episodes I watched was back in the Future Trunks era, and his Bulma gets killed, and there's this new character, a villain called Black Goku, where he looks like Goku, and he's got one half of a Pretoria earring, a set. I don't know if he has the other one. I remember him just having the one for some reason. Me thinking that was weird, but honestly, I don't know anything about him because I haven't watched anything further than that.
Well, I haven't seen it at all, man. So for me, it's just it looks cool. I'm sure I'll like it. Is there any news on will it come to the States?
You know what? I follow Chris Sabat, who's the voice of Vegeta and Piccolo and a bunch of others in the Dragon Ball universe. And he's also one of the directors for voice work for Funimation. So he actually put up on his Twitter and his what you call it, his little profile, that he was going to keep us updated for Dragon Ball Super because he just getting asked about it.
Oh, nice.
So of course it's like when you have something along those lines, when you have something like that gets asked so much, it's a lot easier sometimes just to just put that out there. That way you don't have to keep answering it.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna look up his Twitter is at Voice of Vegeta,
Awesome.
and so his latest update for Dragon Ball Super Dub is "So wish I knew."
Dang.
He doesn't even know yet. Um, and he has a pinned tweet from back in June, saying that he was saying exactly what I was saying. He's going to keep a convenient status update in his profile header. Basically, his one back then was unknown. Will update this message as soon as I know more. So, as of right now in August, at the end of August of 2016, we still don't know anything about when this is coming. I mean, there were rumors that it was going to debut this summer, but they haven't even like dubbed it yet. So
I don't know if you could get Americans to sit inside and watch TV anymore. We're all too busy playing Pokemon Go.
I've actually completely dropped off Pokemon Go.
Oh no.
I haven't played it in weeks.
That's hardcore. But you've been busy, man.
It honestly, it's like there's nothing around anymore, and I can never find anything.
Well, good news for you. I can actually give you a piece of news that's not here on our little rundown. They actually changed the spawn points for Pokemon. Like, they have nests. Every Pokemon type has a nest. And every so often on the Niantic servers, they're going to shift the nests just a little bit. So it'll only be a certain amount. For example, I've never caught anything rare in my neighborhood at all, whatsoever. Nothing remotely rare. The hardest thing I think I found was a Goldeen one time, and I still believe the game glitched, and that's the only reason it showed up. But now, like, Bulbasaur shows up all the time. It's like I have a Bulbasaur nest near me, you know? So if you're thinking about not giving it up, give it a try again. You might start finding some stuff you didn't find previously.
I actually switched to playing real Pokemon.
Oh, that's awesome. It's not on our rundown. What about Pokemon Uranium?
You know what? The first time I heard about it was them saying that it got taken down. So,
Well, the first thing I heard about it was when they announced the launch, and I didn't realize this game had been like 9 years in the making. And you play as Team Rocket, essentially. And, you try to take other people's Pokemon and whatnot, and it's just really cool. And then they had like 1.5 million downloads the first day, and of course, Nintendo, being greedy Nintendo, made them take it down. But there's alternate ways you can get it still, I've heard. Torrents. But anyways.
yeah.
So also sticking with Pokemon Go, I guess I have a couple topics here we can run. Have you seen these stampedes going on in Taiwan?
No.
Okay, let me tell you, Brando, that I'm not trying to be like with this footage that I'm watching, you could very easily superimpose Godzilla and the footage would look real. Because people are just running all like in the same direction, like they know, people are like freaking out. A big thing over there is one player calls out a rare Pokemon that they see on their radar, and then everybody starts together collectively searching for it until it spawns. So, they just get tons of people, and then I don't know, it's crazy,
Yeah. You know what? It's really interesting because I could just imagine some guy going lick a tongue, and then they all go what, and they all just start running.
So you were saying you were playing a Pokemon, right? Which are you playing? Gold, silver, red? OG. Are you playing it traditional?
As in, like, on my Game Boy?
Yeah.
Playing it on my SP.
Oh, that's awesome.
Um, like, I have a brick and I have a Game Boy Color, but, dude, once you go to backlit screens, you cannot go back to black and green. I've even plugged it into my GameCube Game Boy player, so did that way.
Hopefully our audience didn't just hear the main event from NXT Takeover Brooklyn 2 in the background because I had it on and then the air shut off, and of course it's super quiet in the house now.
Yeah, yeah, I can hear it.
So you're playing Pokemon Red. How far along are you?
I am taking my sweet ass time
Nice.
and only playing it when I have time and grinding the fuck out of my Pokemon. And I can go to Brock and I can probably beat the crap out of Brock, but I'm just waiting. And there's actually there's a way to get there are spawn or not spawn. I guess that's not the right word. There are like trainer glitches where you can like encounter Pokemon that you're not supposed to encounter.
Really?
There is a way to glitch into Viridian Forest, right? I believe you have to go and activate. Basically, what you have to do is that you have to either have an escape rope or have fly or have teleport. And essentially, like you need to be within one space of activating a trainer's vision, like one that has to walk up to you. And as soon as you step down, hit start, and your menu will come up. And then activate whatever means of transportation that you're going to do. And it'll zip you away right as soon as their little bubble comes up saying that, hey, they saw you. It'll take you to the Pokemon Center, and now all your buttons, your face buttons, and your menu button is not working. You cannot do it. And for this particular one, you have to go activate the battle with your rival, like the second battle with him on your way to the to like Victory Road. Lose to him, faint, go all the way back. It'll take you back to the Pokemon Center, and then I believe you can heal up. And then when you go back into the forest, either you heal up or you don't have to heal. I can't remember. I'd have to look at the glitch again. But once you go back into the forest, your first encounter, you'll get a random encounter with a level 1 Gengar.
Whoa.
And then this little glitch thing, it's like very similar. And you can do it in Cerulean with a couple of trainers, and you'll get a Mew.
What?
A level 7 Mew.
Dang.
And so I didn't know about the Gengar one until after I was already past Viridian Forest. So, but because the whole point is I'm trying to get the Mew because I have a Mew on my yellow, or I had one. It's in my Pokédex. I traded somebody for it, so that way I would have it in the Pokédex. But I want to actually get one legitimately without a Game Shark or anything like that.
Awesome. Yeah, man. I really need to bust out some way to play the OG Pokemon games because you've got me thinking like, man, I missed that. Like, I don't know, what was of all the old school Pokemon games, what was your favorite?
It's Gen 1. Gen 1, Red, Blue, Yellow are my favorite. I did not play Gold and Silver when they came out.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
I tried, and I really didn't get into it. And I didn't play those until they got remade on the DS for Heart Gold, Soul Silver. So, I did play Fire Red. Fire Red, Leaf Green. It was the remake of the Gen 1 on the Game Boy Advance. I played that about a year or two after that came out on emulator on my computer. that was like 2006. I played that,
Dang.
but I played that. And I believe in that one you can catch all the gold and silver Pokemon that they introduced with that one
Oh, neat.
because they have depending on which starter you pick, whether it that will give you one of the legendary dogs from Gold and Silver. And just like in that one, it travels around to different locations in the Kanto region.
Huh. Oh, speaking of that, I just caught my 100th Pokemon and completed the gold medal for, collecting up to 100. Anyways, uh, Brando, we haven't talked Walking Dead in a hot minute, I don't think. I mean, we always
You
talk about Walking Dead, but you know what I'm saying.
Are you talking about like the show or comic
I
or
mean, a
what's up?
little bit of both. I mean, I've got news from both. We could technically start with something that already happened in the comics that we haven't fully seen actualized on TV until now. I don't know if you got a chance to watch it or not, but we finally
No.
have seen the alternate version of Negan's introduction with all the fucking fuckity fuckity fucks that he says, and it's great. If you haven't seen it, just go watch it. It feels different. It really does. It just feels like a little bit closer to Negan, and it's really kind of a bummer that we don't get that on TV. But as I have said several times, and as you've also said on the show several times, it seems to me that it's pretty cool to just have it as like a bonus feature and get to enjoy it that way, where you don't have to worry about, oh, how are they going to pull this off on, network TV.
Yeah, I mean, we wondered if they were going to let like kind of like the Breaking Bad rule where they let one go per season and it would be like a really big one. But the way that they did it, I mean, I haven't watched, you just sent it and for us to talk about, right? Like literally we had no plan coming into this. It's like you started sending me articles. I clicked on them in the new tabs and I said, I'm ready to go and we'll talk about them as they come up. I do want to see this. So, I mean, hopefully we get a little time between our next podcast that we're doing tonight, so for me to watch that.
Yeah,
But
it's a packed house tonight here.
it is. But I am a big fan of just from that one scene, uh, without, um, without the F words. It's fine. Like that is my favorite Walking Dead scene that they've ever done,
Well,
and
the
it's all dog.
well, yeah, the tension in that episode is so real. Oh wow, interesting. So yeah, there's also been rumors in The Walking Dead, and I don't know if you got to this or not. It might have accidentally let slip that they cast Alpha.
Hmm.
Did you know that?
Can you hear me, by the way?
Yeah, I can hear you just fine.
Okay, my Skype said no mic detected, so
Oh, weirdly bizarre. No, we definitely have you on Journey into Comics right now.
well, good. And I have not heard that they casted. I did not hear that at all.
Now they didn't say officially, much like last year when we got they cast Orin, and the description for Orin was very much, hey, it's fucking Negan. Negan is coming. It was the same kind of thing. Like they cast this, this ambiguous character whose name doesn't really matter, and everything they refer to is him or her. So they just really don't want to allude to it, but all the attributes seem very much like Alpha will maybe appear as early as the end of season, season 6 or season 7. Sorry, I always screw that up. Maybe the start of season 8 we get teasers and they start to build her story a little earlier than just dropping her in after the time jump. You never know.
Just maybe for the television show we won't get a time jump.
Well, and that's what I've said too. Maybe the time jump that Kirkman wrote in the books was literally a purpose served more for the TV because they can not time jump, tell all that backstory, and they'll never catch up with the comics if they do it that way.
But what I was saying is that in my mind, the TV verse and the comic verse are two different. They're like it's almost like sliders, multiple, different dimension, if you will. But really, like you could actually have just not do the time jump and actually introduce the Whisperers even sooner than what they would have been. And that's interesting. But I read that I read the full article as you were as you were saying that.
Oh.
That felt so Cheech and Chong. It's like, hey, I wrote this song while we were playing that one. Um, but it says that the scene that we talked about a minute ago is identical to the cut aired, obviously without the language, uh, and the alternate version, which promises to be the first of many heading into season 7. So what makes me think is they're not going to do every scene that Negan's in, but some of the bigger ones that have a big placement for the story and for the comics, whatever, or they might do too. And then that'll on the season 7 set that'll have watch the unedited Negan cuts of the big comic scenes.
Oh man, I'm really looking forward to, and I think I've said it before. Hopefully, this season in season 7 of The Walking Dead, to add a little bit of speculation, I'm really hoping that we get to have the Spencer. I think it's Spencer, right? That scene where he tries to cowardly tattle on Rick, and Negan's like, "Oh, everybody hates a fucking tattletale," and then guts him.
You have no guts.
Exactly, you have no guts. Oh wait, yes you do. They're right there. I can see them on the floor. That's just it's great. I don't know. I love The Walking Dead. Speaking of The Walking Dead, we're only a few short weeks here from issue 158, I think.
So.
And they just released the cover for 160. And if you look at the cover, we have Carl. Carl's doing a thing. Carl's doing a thing at a place.
He's in a blacksmith shop.
Yeah.
Looks like the dude's making a sword.
Yeah, and you know what's interesting also? Is that Lydia's holding Alpha's mask.
Oh. That almost looks like a hairy potato.
Or a pile of dirt with some grass in it.
Yeah.
Old mowed dirt. But yeah, that's definitely Alpha's old mask, and we know what happens there. But this is gearing up. It seems like the Whisperer War is going to be this short little thing, kind of like today's episode of JIC, not super long. But it seems like the Whisperer War is going to be this short little 6-issue arc that's going to be pivotal to the whole series. Because they're packing so much into it. They're just going, okay, we're going to give you guys everything we got, and then we're going to give you some more.
Yeah, I mean, I absolutely love talking about new issues when they come out. It's one of the things that I look forward to every month is like us not only reading the book, but then coming here to riff on it, because like literally no one else reads this.
It's really weird. Not a lot of people read this. I mean, the people in my friend circle do, literally everybody but Sarah. Well, and Patrick too. But like V reads it, you read it, Anthony reads it, I read it. So, that's like the big 4, if you will.
Rob has read it, but he doesn't read it like digitally. He buys the books, he buys the trades. I think Wes has read so far. I actually think Rob is further than Wes, really.
I think the last time we talked about that, you were right. That was what was said. I think that was during WrestleMania weekend.
Wes has mentioned that he might try to move over to my neck of the woods again.
Man, that would make for an interesting tandem.
Well, I mean, it would make it a lot cooler to get together to do podcasts.
Yeah, a lot more convenient.
And maybe we can get some more YouTube stuff going. I don't know. He's not even moved over here yet. My gears are already moving in my head.
Oh, that's just how you operate. You know what's weird, man? I think about a lot of the people we've had on our show, and like, we haven't had a lot of special guests. Like, our normal friends haven't been on so much lately. We need to like plan a thing, I think.
Yeah.
Like, I've not talked to Nick in like half a year or more, probably.
It was been a full year. Well, I don't know I'm not sure when you last talked to him, but he was last on the show about a year ago when I took off for the show for about a month.
Yeah, I think we were all excitedly waiting for a podcastrophe to happen, and it didn't come to fruition.
It didn't come to fruition. They've kind of gone their separate ways. They don't live together anymore. I helped Nick move yesterday.
Oh, wow. Odd that we would speak upon him.
Yeah,
I didn't really plan
I've
that. I
been
didn't know.
I've been working with him for about a month.
Oh, he's on days now.
Kinda.
Yeah, kinda.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
He's gotten into some college classes to be like be a team leader out where I work. So
Sweet. Got to take the classes. Probably add some perks where he has to work in the daytime.
man, I think he's gonna work half the day, do classes half the day for so long, and then I'm not exactly sure when he goes to just working like I'm not sure if he goes that, but he'll be on days I think until at least Christmas.
Oh, that's great news.
So,
And then, we haven't had like Silent Rob on for a hot minute.
well, I mean, he's always here.
He is always here, but we don't usually set the mic up for him.
Well, I mean, normally he's just asleep on my futon.
Yeah, that futon's comfy. I'm not gonna lie.
Well,
Most
I'm
people
glad
would
you
not
think
say
it is.
that, but
I'm glad you think it is. There was one night where I slept back here because it was one night where Wyatt just would not stop crying when we were still bed sharing, and I finally came back here, and it was one of those things where like I had to take time to set up the damn bed, pull it out, and then I couldn't sleep, so I turned on Netflix, and it was so quiet back here compared to my bedroom that all I could hear was the fucking TV. So I turned it off, and then all I could hear was my own breathing.
of course. Oh, that's the worst. By the way, you know what's really bizarre is having wrestling on while we're not doing the wrestling show, like studying for the wrestling show, things I want to talk about. But I do. I
We're
like.
totally not half-assing this episode.
What's up?
I said totally not half-assing this episode.
Maybe that's the title. We're gonna call this episode 107. Totally not half-assing this episode. Officially, mark it at the 26-minute, 52-second ish mark.
Oh, hey, I got something to talk about. That's gaming related.
Ooh, bring it up. Bring it up. Bring it up. Are you playing
All
No
right.
Man's Sky?
No, I am not playing No Man's Sky.
Okay, I want to get into that later. But anyways, go ahead.
All right, so next week, I think me and Mike are planning to get together for another Game Addicts podcast. So we're going to be talking about this on that show as well. But actually, there's two things I can talk about because not everybody who obviously probably downloads this show listens to us on the YouTube part. So you guys will actually be getting this, and maybe if you hear it, you might want to hear what me and Mike have to say, maybe a little bit deeper, and maybe just what he has to say. But there are two big reveal events going on in September. There's the PlayStation event where we're probably going to get the Neo, whatever they're going to call it, the PS4 Neo, which is like pretty much PS4.5, where it's, hey, I think it does 4K gaming. I'm not for sure. It's definitely going to run VR better.
Was that picture legit that I saw of that?
Huh?
I saw a picture of what looked to be the new PS4, and it was like really thin and very flat.
Well, that is. I was getting there.
Oh, sorry. Shit, my bad.
The picture that you're talking about is probably not the Neo, but the PS4 Slim.
Oh, cool.
So, I mean, I didn't think that you could slim that console any more than what it is without losing it down a crack in the floor. I thought the PS4 was like already like a really decently sized console compared to like the VCR box that was the the Xbox One that needed a slim in my opinion. But of course, companies always try to find new ways to cut costs, save money. Maybe put like some updated parts in there to help. It's really not going to make it run better. In some instances, it might be a little bit more reliable than the early adopters like me. I got in day one. So the Slim might last you a few more years longer than what original one will, but that's not proven. Especially in this case, the PS4 is it's had a pretty good reliability rate. But The other reveal event is from Nintendo,
Go on.
where they're going to reveal the NX.
Is it still called the NX?
It's probably not going to be called the NX. Now, I saw a video, and I didn't write this guy's username down. I was laying in bed, getting ready to go to bed, and I saw this guy. This dude was so animated. I'll give him this, okay? It's like, it's how excited you would want to be if they dial that up to like 16. It's not even a 10, it's 5, 6 more. So like literally, I was like so tired I couldn't watch him. I just listened to him. And somebody on Reddit, so here you go, grain of salt with this one, right?
Okay.
Has claimed they have insider information. Oh, of course, my uncle works for Nintendo. Um, but about what the console is going to be called, a release date. So I'll get to the release date first. The sort of like release date that they have in mind maybe is March 10th, which that co-aligns with what they said. They said March next year. I'm not sure if they said March, but it's that the time frame they gave lined up with March, and that's also the timetable for the Zelda Breath of the Wild release, which is going to be on Wii U and NX. But the name of the console it is rumored to be called Focus.
What?
Focus, Nintendo Focus.
Are they trying to take us to school?
No, but it sounds like a stupid name and everyone's going to hate it. And you're like, that can't possibly be the name. And you know what? The more I think about it, the more it has to be their freaking name because that's their way of thinking. This is Nintendo. They're a Japanese company. It's like, we have 3DS. We have Wii U. We have 2 divisions. But what if we focus them into one?
Oh my god! And they're like, yeah, let's call it the Focus.
Boom! There's your name. A more focused Nintendo. It's like, oh, yeah, that's the name. That's the name. As soon as I heard it, I was like, that's weird. And then I got it. And I'm like, that's totally Nintendo's thinking. They're gonna call it the Focus. So then you're gonna have Super Smash Brothers Focus. You're gonna have Super Mario Brothers Focus. You're gonna have Star Fox Focus. Oh my gosh! I'm like, you're gonna have like
Pokemon Gocus.
We'll see. I was thinking we'll see if this thing's a handheld and connect to like wireless data. You can use this as like a Pokemon Go thing, but then you can have Duck Hunt Go.
Ooh.
Duck Hunt Focus, Super Punch Out Focus, F-Zero Focus, or you could have F-Zero. The F stands for focus. You can have Splatoon 2 inked, ready, and focused. They're going to get an exclusive port to Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, and it's going to have exclusive DLC to the Focus called Focused Warfare.
Oh Jesus!
Not really. I made all this stuff up, guys.
No, I know. That was great. That was like the best bit.
Well, what's funny is that me and Mike did that yesterday at work. We came up with all those, and there's more. I mean, I can't remember them all. It's like Animal Crossing Focus. It's the fucking name, dude. I just know it. It's the name, and it's so stupid. And it's so stupid. But now that I know that we're gonna have Super Mario Focus and Mario Kart Focus, and and Mario Maker Focus Edition, and I did hear a rumor that the Smash Brothers is gonna. Okay, so Smash Brothers is gonna be a port of the Wii U version, right?
Okay.
But it's gonna have on the cart, because this system's cartridge based.
Excuse me, what?
It's cartridge based. The cartridges are being made by the same people who make the 3DS cartridges. So on the cart, it's gonna have all the DLC from Wii U and 3DS, plus that Shovel Knight. Again, that's another rumor.
Huh. Well, I like these rumors. I don't know if I like the name. Go on. Yes.
Pikmin 4 is supposed to be coming out, and it can be called Pikmin Focus.
Oh, that's fucking wild. Because as soon as you said Pikmin, I went Pikmin Forkus. Of course it's gonna be. And then you said it, and I was like, yes. All my dreams have come to true.
Oh man, it's just again, guys. We'll talk more about that on the Game Addicts podcast next week. Which probably from the time of this recording, it won't probably go up until like the week after, so in 2 weeks. But
Man.
yeah,
I don't know. I don't know. Are you getting the new Xbox One, the Erksperks one?
the Slim.
Scorpio or the Scorpio?
I will not upgrade to a Neo or Scorpio until I get a 4K TV in the game room.
Which until you have that would make no sense because you're not going to get any better graphics.
Well, okay, it's like 4K gaming is here. 4K affordable 4K TVs are here. I don't do a lot of gaming in the living room. I've been playing some Xbox in the living room because I've got it set up where he really can't get to it, and I've been slowly playing through like the Mass Effect series. But I don't do a majority of my gaming. I want to do a majority of my gaming in my game room. I already have a really good 1080p TV back here, and it's like 4K gaming. Get this 4K console. It's like I don't need it. I don't want to upgrade my TV just to upgrade for 2 consoles. It's like when it says that you can only get this game on the 4K thing and it's something that I want, then I'm gonna look at it. But it very rarely now does one game sell me on a system. It hasn't done it since the 360. I bought a 360 to play Mass Effect because it was exclusive at the time and it was made by BioWare, who made KOTOR, which that's the only reason why I bought like an OG Xbox. And I mean, I have an Xbox collection, but I mean, I'm still a frugal buyer of new stuff. I'm not going to go out and buy a system unless I get a damn good deal on it, like I did my Xbox One. I got a good deal on it, so I went ahead and bought it, and it was a special edition. Granted, I could have bought a regular one, but I got the special edition price for about the price of a regular one. So there's that. And in reality, it's like I didn't really like. I played Fallout on it, but I could have played that on the PlayStation. It was Tomb Raider, Rise of Tomb Raider. That's the only real exclusive that I played on there, and I did get Rise. I played Rise with Son of Rome, which was good but short, repetitive.
Roman game, right?
Yeah. It will remind you of playing God of War. It's nowhere near God of War. It's not anything like God of War, but it's just like how God of War has that same go to this room, fight, repetitive, fight, repetitive, fight, repetitive. It's that same thing where like you have to fight and it's pretty much you hit the same buttons all the damn time. It's not Dynasty Warriors. It's a little bit more in depth as far as like countering than that. But I mean, you can beat the game in one night.
Wow. So it's like a 6 or 7 hour campaign at most.
Probably, yeah. Maybe a tad bit longer. It's not very long. So I mean, if you get it for like $20, it's cool to play through. But
well, maybe someday if I have an Xbox One, I'll definitely try it. I like weird, quirky games like that, man. I mean, just a side note, you know what game I hope they bring to the NX Focus, whatever the hell they're gonna call it?
Yeah, what's that?
How about No More Heroes 3?
Right? Come on now.
I loved those games, Brando. Like, you don't understand, like, it was maybe a little bit dorky. It's like a lightsaber game, and when you cut the heads of the dudes off, money comes out of their neck holes. And you have to do the same repetitive, like, lawn mowing service and shit. I get all that. Doing all the errands or whatever. But that game was awesome.
Yeah, I bought the first one a few months ago, I think. I found it on the Wii, because I want to say that they both came out on the PS3 since they came out with the Move.
Yeah, they had. I actually have that PS3 No More Heroes 2. If you want to talk for like a tenth of a second, because I'm in the living room, I could actually rotate around and get that case and tell you what's inside of it. Yes, no, maybe so. In the middle.
What? Sorry, Patrick messaged me and it threw me off.
He messaged me too. I said, what did I say? Hell, I might see my.
You don't even know. Just something about looking in the case.
I said, if you want to speak for a couple seconds, because I'm in the living room, I can actually rotate around and grab the case out of my media rack and read to you what's in the No More Heroes 2 on PS3.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, just keep talking.
All right. Well, I actually don't have No More Heroes 2 yet. I want to get it. It just, I think, I don't know if I've mentioned it here on this podcast. I've only bought two games for the summer. I really slowed down. Nate is back, I do believe.
Oh yeah, totally, fully back, 100%. The No More Heroes I have is just the original with Move graphics and functionality. I do not have the second one on PS3.
On 3
Yeah. I do that from time to time. Get off my back, Brandon.
Get off your back.
So, do you guys want to know something awful? My mic is breaking. I use it so much that it's starting to wear out.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I just pulled the cable clean out of it, and I didn't push the button or anything. It just came right out. So, that happened. Brando, real quick, I want to throw a couple little tidbits at your way. Here. So there are rumors that the new X-Men Legion show that's going to be on FX is going to have ties to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And that would be Fox essentially saying that they're going to start to partner up with Marvel just like Sony is. With that being said, there have been rumors swirling that it's very possible that the X-Men could in fact join forces with the Avengers on screen in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Let's say maybe Infinity War-ish time. The Russo brothers, or actually it was more Joe Russo, said, right now there isn't talk regarding the X-Men. I don't know if behind the scenes there were conversations or if there are any conversations happening, but we certainly haven't heard anything. But I think that he would love to be able to have the X-Men in the MCU.
It makes me wonder, like, if it's just like the cast, if it's just going to be the cast from Legion, because when's that last Wolverine movie come out? We've heard Jackman has always wanted to be in like an Avengers movie.
I'm pretty sure the last Wolverine comes out next year, 2017.
I mean, you could probably most definitely convince him to stay on as Wolverine to have his last appearance be in Infinity War.
That would be cool. Maybe Wolverine can be one of the characters sacrificed. I mean, people would get so pissed because, you can't kill Wolverine. But if you're going to kill Wolverine at all, what a better, cooler way to do it than fucking have Thanos just evaporate him out of existence.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just break him down particle by particle.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That's not funny. Okay.
What is funny?
All right. So, as a little preview for our next Journey into Wrestling that we're going to do tonight, it is the SummerSlam weekend review. They debuted the Universal title, which is basically the WWE World Heavyweight title on a red strap. And of course, there's rumors that the SmackDown one's going to have a blue strap. So there's now the new Fiery Doritos Locos title and the new Cool Ranch Doritos Locos title.
Of course there is, because that looks like exactly how it would look.
Yeah.
You know what I noticed? They didn't give Dean a new belt yet. Not to talk too much about that. We should save that for the other show. This is getting confusing. Because I just want them to be the same show, but it's not. And right now, wrestling is really good, folks. If you're not a wrestling fan, if you are just you're like, oh man, I love these comic book talking dudes, but they're shut the fuck up about the wrestling. Give it a chance, because right now the current product, all I can say is it's great. The matches are good. They're blurring lines a lot better again. It's not so, it doesn't feel so scripted. It feels like they're moving into an actual new era, and that's why I think we have spent so much time talking about it as of late.
Great wrestling. Just bad decisions on like new title designs.
Very poor.
We'll talk about that on that show. That's going to be exclusive to YouTube, guys. Last week, the SummerSlam preview kind of thing was going to be on here to let you guys know that Patrick's a part of the show now. But the review is going to be exclusive on YouTube, so go over there and check that out. And we're ready to do that here probably in a few minutes.
Yeah, and if you want to know who did the best picking the matches, you'll want to go to the YouTube channel for Journey into Comics and listen to this episode we're about to do, where at some point we're going to decide who did the best in the predictions. And you know what? I listened back to that episode just the other day, and one thing I'll say is, interestingly enough, there are some bonus points that are going to get handed out because we kind of shifted focus and talk and made a few NXT predictions too. And I think that's going to make things really super interesting when it's all said and done. So, yeah, man, wrestling's been good. Comics have been kind of boring. I'm sorry, there's not a lot of great stuff going on. I've been reading comics, but not as much as I'd like. We've got this show with the Ataris coming up. I said that last week. We're a couple days now from that happening. Nerves are hitting. And then we just got possibly another show that I'll be announcing later down the line with somebody who is actually kind of a part of the Journey into Comics family, as it were. So, man, I tell you, I want comic news to be good, but right now there's not a whole lot of nothing going on. I will say I'm really getting excited for the new Spider-Man movie.
It looks really good. It looks like it's going to be great.
You know what I want to ask you?
What's that?
Did you watch Stranger Things?
No, not yet.
Oh, man. I'm sure that everybody's told you to do it.
Nope. You're the first person.
You absolutely must watch Stranger Things. You will love the show. It's only 8 episodes on Netflix. You can power through it in a day and a half, if you got some free time. Or do it one episode or a couple episodes a night. If by episode 2 it hasn't hooked you, it won't. But I know by episode 2 you're going to be like, I need to finish this immediately.
Now, see, there's another show that's 8 episodes long that someone has been griping at me to watch. And I want to watch it. I just haven't had a lot of free time to do it. And then when I do have free time, I forget and do other things. And that's True Detective.
Oh, dude, the first season?
Yep.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet either. Maybe we could both watch. Maybe we could both watch True Detective.
I like how you react like, oh yeah, the first season. Yeah, I haven't watched it. Like it's almost like you got excited that that's a good show. I watched it.
I just know the first season's super memorable, and the second season kind of fell flat, and that's coming from some of my most trusted people when it comes to television and such. So.
I haven't done a third one yet, so it doesn't seem like that they're going to.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but man, like I said, give yourself some time and watch the first couple, because Stranger Things is really different. It's all the best things of the 80s come to life. It feels like it was made in the 80s. Like, genuinely, you're going to feel like you grew up with this movie, or with this show that should be a giant fucking movie. I mean, it's like an 8-hour-long movie is how you should look at it. It's really cool. But I don't really have a whole lot else, man. This is, like I said, it's slow. We've got other things we're doing. We're totally not half-assing this one.
Totally not. Totally not. That's good.
But,
But we got to put stuff out, and we got to, get together and talk, because I feel like, in the past few weeks, it's been rather hectic. We haven't been able to get together and do anything. So there was that space. Like, I actually started getting asked questions like, is everything okay with Journey into Comics? I'm like, yeah, dude. It just seems like every year there's a spot where we kind of fall off, and we take a couple weeks off kind of unannounced.
Yeah, it just kind of it's just one of those things. We go through lulls. It happens, we are two males who have, very busy lives, and at some point, boom, schedules don't match up, and it's difficult to get together, and the news isn't really so good, and it's like I'm kind of like happy we took a week off and didn't cover SDCC because it allowed us to have a little bit more content following SDCC. I feel like a lot of people cover SDCC, and it would just, I don't know. We just
There wasn't a whole lot that even gripped me. Like the only recent thing that I want to like touch on real quick is that new Adam West era Batman animated movie.
Oh yeah, that's coming soon, right?
Yeah, I had no idea about it, and I just saw it. I'm like, that's actually pretty cool. I'm actually gonna watch that.
I gotta save that for the other show too. Damn it, I clicked the wrong article, and then I was like, oh, I need to read that. But you know what? We will get back on the grind here soon, folks. I'm sure there's more stuff coming. Suicide Squad. I just more people are not saying it's very good for different reasons, and other people are saying it's great for different reasons. And one thing I've learned is, why we haven't heard about whether or not Jared Leto's Joker is good? It's because he's not in the fucking movie long enough to make a decision whether or not he's good. It's like, I hate to say it, but they did. They really tricked everybody.
Well, they kind of like, well, I'll just give you like a little appetizer, a little bit taste of what he can do, and then, I mean, apparently Leto's mad that he's not in the movie is enough because apparently they filmed a lot more than what they put in the movie.
Somebody had this thought. It's very possible that that is actually still Jason Todd, and while he is quote unquote playing the role of the Joker, he could still be being manipulated by the actual Joker, who is in the shadows, for the time being. I.e., a way to get out of them not doing the right thing. But I don't know. I didn't see the movie. I need to go and see it. I need to stop being busy. But I don't want to stop being busy. Being busy is a good thing. But I think that's going to do it for today, Brando. You got anything else you want to do?
I'm all good.
Yeah, all right. Well, this was episode 107 of Journey into Comics. As always, you can find us on all our social media stuff, Facebook.com/Journey into Comics podcast. You can go to Instagram, Journey into Comics, JIC podcast on Twitter. Thank you guys for retweeting the last episode. That was really cool. We had a nice little influx of people tweeting out that the episode was live. You can also get us on YouTube. Go to Journey into Comics. But also journeyintocomics.podbean.com. It's the best place to get the audio, or on iTunes, Google Play Music. And there's somewhere else I think we can be now, but I don't remember. But if that's going to do it, I'm Nate.
I'm Brando.
We'll check you guys later. Have a good one.